Monday, May 6th, has issued a high risk of severe weather, and it is confirmed that it is causing damage. Again, it's this little area right here. If you are in this area north of Parkin, Now, hello everybody, my name is Christian, and welcome back to Skycast, and we are rocking without a camera today, but that is okay, as we do have a severe weather pattern beginning to set up across the United States that will make latter portions of April and early portions of May an extremely primed season for severe weather, including tornadoes, large hail, and damaging winds. Let's go ahead and get right into it and discuss what is expected to happen. Now, this severe pattern starts today, and it starts across portions of eastern Nebraska, portions of Iowa too, where that enhanced risk of severe weather is highlighted from Des Moines to Omaha and Lincoln, Nebraska. That slight risk extends all the way up into portions of southern Minneapolis, and then all the way down here towards portions of I-29, I-35, and then that marginal risk and even broader scope from Wisconsin all the way over into portions of central Nebraska. And this threat does exist for the potential for a few supercells, and with supercells you do have that tornado threat. And one thing that you probably notice, this is not a tornado driven threat, and we will get into that in a minute. The potential for tornadoes does exist. Greatest threat does look to be between Fremont and Omaha, the Omaha metro area, Bellevue, and then along I-80. That tornado potential does exist all the way up into portions of Minnesota and even a little slab of Wisconsin up here, and then all the way down towards the Missouri border. So very, very broad area for a tornado to occur, and especially the fact that tornadoes could occur outside of this zone, but this is where the Storm Prediction Center has highlighted the greatest threat for there to be a tornado or two. Damaging winds, also a threat, and you can see that grows even bigger than the tornado risk. But this is not why this is when enhanced. This is when enhanced due to that potential for large hail. And you can see that red area, that 30%, that enhanced driven area, and then that kind of black hatched area. And that means that there is a significant tag on this for the greater probability of 2-inch plus hail. And that can destroy windshields. It can destroy, let's say you have a glass table out in your backyard, that can destroy that. So any item or something of that nature that you have that needs to be protected, today's that day that you want to bring it indoors. Now, if we are taking a look at the pivotal weather models, you can see that across our risk area, once again, I will generally highlight the area that we are seeing for that greatest potential for there to be hail and a tornado. That's going to be across eastern Nebraska, southwestern portions of Iowa. And if we can kind of highlight that and see, there is not any sort of morning convection out here. And we'll go ahead and play this through. That morning convection has already kind of wiped out any sort of rain or anything that we have is already gone, and is helping to make this environment quite primed. And if we are out here looking at the satellite view, you can probably tell that there is not a really major area of cloud breaks, but there are a few areas in which sunshine is able to show, especially right here across where Lincoln is. That cloud area is beginning to kind of move out, and that is going to help with that severe weather development as heating of the day and destabilization of the environment occurs. Something even as small as this area, just any small area in the clouds that sun can shine through, will be able to help with that destabilization of the environment. And where we already have pretty warm temperatures and moisture increasing across the area, that can help with that severe storm development. Now, within the next few hours, we will begin to see storm coverage increasing, especially across portions of Minnesota, where we will have that possibility to see an isolated strong to severe across the board. Once again, that storm coverage will increase first, and then we will start seeing blips out here, or little storms are getting to fire across portions of Iowa. You can see that little storm right here, and that is going to be where we start seeing supercells begin to develop, that convection beginning to fire up, and within the next hour, about 6 to 7 Central Standard Time is where we are going to be highlighting that greatest threat for that supercell development. You can see right here across the board, we have those discrete storms beginning to fire off. This southern one does look like it could be the storm of the day, but that is just a convective thought. It can always come differently, but you can see that right across the Omaha metro right there, that storm does look like it kind of travels through that general area, and with that updraft helicity track, that little line that's behind it, that means that that storm is rotating. That will be able to produce not only that tornado threat that we were talking about, but that hail threat, that big hail threat too. And as this continues on, we will continue to see supercells continue to sustain across portions of eastern Nebraska, south and western Iowa, and then eventually that threat will calm down as we get into the nighttime hours. Still going to see potentially a rotating thunderstorm or two, but as we get towards the night and the morning hours, things will relatively calm off. So definitely one of those evenings, nighttime hours that you want to have warnings prepared. It is not anything to be hugely concerned about, but definitely something to take weather aware with and take seriously, as this could definitely be a damaging event for some. And I wanted to kind of zoom in on Iowa here for a minute, just kind of show that off. I was talking about how Omaha right here could see the Barnett impact from one of these supercells, and that is been pretty sustained across the HRRR runs. And this is the 18Z, and you can see that updraft helicity track tracks right through portions of North Omaha. And this is not going to be an exact track by all means. The HRRR is a forecast to the future. We cannot predict the future, but this is just kind of an estimated guess based off of the environment we have where these storms are expected to track. So Omaha, areas of like Lincoln, even into portions on I-80 towards Des Moines, you need to be weather aware with this and take this seriously for the potential for potentially a tornado. But once again, I've been saying it over and over in this video, that significant hail threat. And one thing I do want to highlight is the surface observations. We do have we do have enough heat out here for severe storm development. 76 degrees in Omaha, 77 in Denison. And then as we get along portions of I-80 here, you get that 70 to 76 degree range, especially across Creston and Des Moines. So that temperature, that warmth is there for severe storm development. And we do also have sufficient moisture, and moisture pooling is actually ongoing, so these 60-degree dew points are still increasing across the areas. But as of right now, 3 p.m. Central Standard, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Omaha is at 59, Creston's at 59, Des Moines at 57. 59 is kind of that range that you want to look at for holding severe storms, so definitely at that range with that moisture too. Now, I was talking about how this is a severe weather pattern or multi-day severe weather event, and this does continue into tomorrow. On the 18th, on Friday, we do have this severe weather risk stretching from Michigan all the way down into portions of Texas. And once again, this is a little bit more of an elevated severe weather risk, but of all areas, portions of Oklahoma, but that severe weather risk extends all the way into portions of Michigan. That tornado threat, it does take a minute to load. That tornado threat is greatest across portions of the Red River Valley, stretching into the Oklahoma area, Oklahoma City area, I-40, I-44, Lawton, Vernon, Altus, and Clinton. And then that 2% threat stretches all the way up into portions of Michigan with that slight risk. And I do want to talk about Michigan here soon. I do think that we may see a 5% upgrade for Michigan across the next few updates, but definitely up to the SPC if they do that. Damaging winds is also a potential, but once again, that hail threat is more significant across portions of Oklahoma where we have the potential for that more severe discrete development. Now, one thing that I do notice about the HRRR run is that with these storms, this will be into towards the nighttime hours, so sometime after 7 p.m. Central Standard Time is my idea, but that risk is right here in this general area for that greatest threat for large hail, potentially a tornado. But one thing that I do notice is that the HRRR is struggling to convect storms out here, or it is struggling for storms to spark. Potentially could be because of a cap, but definitely still seeing that supercell threat again across portions of northeastern Oklahoma, so it is showing something, but really it's gonna come down to tomorrow when we look at the observations and see what exactly is going on in the atmosphere. Once again, kind of running it through again, we do get a few like little embedded supercells even into the morning hours a few of these rotating storms across the central Oklahoma region. Now, I did want to pull out and take a look at the convective inhibition, or kind of the cap that's in place, the atmosphere. You can kind of look at it as a pressure cooker. The moment you pull the lid off of a pressure cooker, all that steam explodes. It's kind of the same with a storm, and I do see that there is some of a cap. Storm should already be firing off by the time 0Z or 7 p.m. Central does roll around, but that cap is in place with -100, -140 joules. Across portions of the Red River Valley. So definitely could be a capping issue to see if we see storms across that 5% risk tomorrow. We will just honestly just have to wait and see how storms actually develop and see if they can break that cap. Because it does not look relatively too strong, but it is there. We will see if storms can break through it or not. Now, what I was talking about, the 18Z run did remove what I was talking about, because there is an extremely large cap out here in Michigan that should hinder storm development. You can see it's really just a lot of rain, but it does look like a potential supercell or two could evolve up in northern Michigan. So definitely could see that tornado and hail risk extend a bit further up there. But as we continue this risk, it'll be a very isolated, severe potential tomorrow for that slight risk across portions of Illinois, Missouri, all the way down in Oklahoma. It will be likely into the overnight hours, will be a lot of rain and all that, but definitely could see a discrete storm or two produce not only a tornado, you can see those little updraft tracks, not only a tornado, but that large hail, and as these are clustered together, likely will grow to be a damaging wind threat. Now we do have the day 3 threat once again, a slight risk across portions of central and southern Texas all the way up into Missouri. That marginal risk extends all the way up into Pittsburgh, and this has a 15% risk of a severe storm development within the region, and then that 5% where that marginal risk is. We don't have exclusives just yet on this, but definitely want another day to stay weather aware, and then we can continue on to the day 4 through 8. Day 4, potentially a significant severe weather event for Eastern Sunday. We do have that slight risk from Missouri, St. Louis on down into portions of Texas and Louisiana, Shreveport regions like that. Getting to the day 5, and we did have a day 5, but it did get removed, and then we continue looking through the day 6, day 7, day 8. Things do get calmer. Definitely not an end to severe weather by all means, but there is not enough confidence to issue it that far out. But this, in my opinion, the day 4 risk on Easter Sunday, the way things are looking right now, I do think that this could be another potential severe weather outbreak, tornado outbreak. Maybe not, but definitely could see a few different severe weather reports out of this one. Now, for today, tomorrow, and as we get into the rest of the severe weather event, it is smart to stay weather aware and have numerous ways to receive alerts. You could get caught in a warning, and if you don't know that it's coming, could catch you off guard. So definitely, the next few days, if you are under one of these risks, to have that severe weather plan with you. My name is Christian. Thank you for choosing Skycast as your go-to weather place. I am still a little bit sick in the head. So I do apologize if I'm kind of rambling in this video, but wanted to get a video out before it comes to 2 weeks without some sort of content. So stay weather aware, stay safe. You can follow me on X, link in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one.